good, everyone? It's your boy Santo G, back at it. You already know, spreading unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. At the end of this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing here, check out some of my old content. I guarantee you, if you seen this and you like this isn't even the beginning. This is just the surface of all the content I have on different topics and just good entertainment, period. So today, I wanted to talk about what's the difference between homies and paisas. You know what I'm saying? I know at the end of the day we're one, but there is a big difference between writing Southside and writing Paisa. There's a lot of what you would call homies. You see them tatted down, talking using the N-word, probably don't even know Spanish, but they write Paisa instead of writing homie. And believe it or not, they're able to wiggle. And the reason why they're able to do that is because they're not from a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? If you're not from any neighborhood, affiliated or nothing like that, and you don't want to run like as far as a strict program, then a lot of people go paisa. I'm not saying to do it, because if you consider yourself, you were ever a tagger, or you consider yourself a person that is a G, I recommend, you know what I mean, you at least go resident and run Southside. That way people ain't giving you the funny eye like, this fool's a paisa, he's over here using the N-word, talking like a straight Moreno, but he's writing Paisa, probably don't even know Spanish. And believe it or not, it does happen. It happens a lot, and you see it a lot more than often, you know? And I just wanted to give the basics of what the difference is. I haven't seen nobody touch on this. Pretty much, Southsider and a Paisa, we're all under the same umbrella, but they do have their own little rules, you know what I'm saying? They work out and all that, but they have their own person overseeing them. At least when they're deep. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I seen a lot of this in the county per se. In the county, they were just doing whatever the homie said. Whatever the homie was in charge. I don't think I can ever say in the county I ever seen a paisa shot caller. But when it goes to prison, once you get into prison, there's a such thing as a paisa shot caller, and there's a such thing as a homie, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the one calling shots, you know what I'm saying? And I know to a lot of people, they're gonna be confused, like, what? Like, but yeah, the paisas, they don't rep the 13, they rep 16 for the P. I mean, any paisa that you run into, if they were running paisa inside prison, they probably got a 16 tatted on them. A X6. Instead of an X3, they have a 16. That's how they pretty much strike themselves up. And whenever they're working out, instead of doing the puro sur 13, they do the puro 16. Or I don't know, you know what I mean? Whatever they do. But the prison that I can say that I was in, that the paisas held a lot of power, was in the Shafter CCF. Because they were deep. Right there, the paisas were deep, and I'm not gonna lie, they're the ones that had all the routes. They're the ones that were bringing in all the phones, all the dope, everything. So they had it sold up right there. Right there, I'm not gonna lie, it got to a couple of times where the homies almost went at it with the paisas like that. They were that deep that they got that ballsy and that bold to where they were pushing up on fools. Like I said, they were the only ones doing things, so they started getting homies to run up debts and all kinds of shit, and then started trying to push the issue. And since they were deep, they started trying to bulldoze motherfuckers and like check people and stuff like that. Because that's another thing. When it comes to as far as a homie getting down with a paisa, it's not allowed. That's liable to cause a riot between the Southsiders and the paisas, and it's happened before. You know what I'm saying? I should have looked it up. If this one does good, I'm going to do a part 2. And I'm going to look up the instances on different yards where homies, boo, boo, bow, 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 started rumbling with the paisas because they were clashing. not really seeing eye to eye. A lot of them I've noticed that they don't like homies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of paisas, they look at us the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They probably were bullied when they were younger, when they first came to the States, probably were robbed by homies, victimized. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it to condone it or because it's right, but it's the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people were probably bullied and victimized by homies. So once they're in there and they're in a position of power, any chance they get to cross a homie up or anything like that, man, hey, they will not hesitate. You know what I mean? The good thing that every paisa I've ran into, I've always seen eye to eye with. You know what I'm saying? So I've never had to deal with anything like that as far as clashing with any of them. You know what I'm saying? But just wanted to share that with you guys, a little quick, brief one of what's the difference between a paisa and a homie, and are we one? Is it two different cars? What is it? That's just a little brief one. And like I said, don't come in the comments talking about I'm telling or anything like that, because everything I just said, I guarantee you, when you look into the way the CEOs get trained and all that, they know all this stuff already. IGI done been, they briefed them on all this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything that they don't already know. It's not like I'm telling you, oh, this is the route, this is that route, this is this, this is that. Nah, just a little quick so people understand. You know what I'm saying? You can get busted and go paisa, and you're pretty much just gonna ride with the paisas, and you're gonna be less prone to having to go on jales and stuff like that. But some prisons, they're cracking too, to where they're cleaning house and they're doing all this and all that. But if you consider yourself like a homie, you just came from Mexico and all that, and you get busted, I consider you do go paisa. You know what I'm saying? This is your boy Santo G. Unity, prosperity, and respect above all. I don't condone this for anybody. I'm not saying for anybody to get busted. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're going and taking a vacation, those are your options. You could either go resident, run Southside, run homie, or if you consider yourself a paisa, then you just go paisa. But you gotta stick with it. You can't go paisa in the county, then when you hit prison, you say you wanna be Southside. Cause that type of shit right there is liable to get you moved on and off the yard. You know what I'm saying? My first ever time seeing like somebody get boop, bow, 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 was for that situation. If you guys seen when I said that they tried to get me to go on the jale in Chino for lack of awareness because we held on to a clavo too long, and my celly ended up going on that jale. That fool that he removed was some fool that was banging Compton in juvenile hall. He was banging a hood in Compton in juvenile hall. Once he hit county and prison, he tried to go paisa. And like I said, Chino was the hub for all the people coming from YA, so he got recognized. They ended up telling the people who was there, like, hey, this fool used to be a homie, now he's riding paisa. And they just ended up cleaning him out because you can't jump cars like that. Even though he didn't do nothing wrong, just for jumping cars like that, it's like, whoa, there's something not good there. You know what I mean? Like, why is he jumping cars? What did he do? Did he tell on his crimies? Did he do this? Did he do that? Why is he jumping cars? So that's why you never do that. If you're a homie, you're going to ride homie and resident all the way. If you're a paisa, you're going to ride paisa all the way. You know what I mean? Don't try to jump cars. It's your boy Santo G. Let's get it, man. Before anything, I just want to shout out my sponsor, Killer Kush. My bad, I was already over here jumping the gun. I just came back from picking up my daughter from school. As you can see, it's 1:32. I'm recording this so that way you guys can have this to watch in the morning. I know I said that I didn't really like recording ahead, but now I see that it does monetization checks, and it takes a couple of hours sometimes. So to avoid me dropping my video and not getting paid for the first 200-300, maybe 1,000 views, I'm gonna just record ahead of time and leave it in there upload it so that way it could do the checks. By the time I want to upload it, by the time I want to drop it, all the checks done cleared and it has the green money sign on it, so I know I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Shout out Killer Kush. Let's get it, man.